Dear students, our theme of lecture today is the World Competitiveness Rankings. If you remember, on the previous lectures, we were studied the micro and the meso levels of competitiveness as the competitiveness of goods and services, competitiveness of firms, and the competitiveness of region. And the next level, following the stages of theory of this issue, it's national competitiveness. And the content of our lecture, now we will investigate the two questions. There are the first one, the ranking of the International Institute for Management Development, IMD, and the second one, methods of assessing the competitiveness of the countries of the World Economic Forum, OEF. Yes, and first of all, I suggest you to separate into two groups, because our lesson today to assume the competition and as a sequence the winner. Okay, and according to the topic, now we use the method association words. The first question is, what words do you think when you hear the word competitiveness of national economy? Now we will draw the square. Okay, what words do you think? Please.
Innovation.
Innovation.
Technology.
Technology.
Higher education.
High what?
Education.
High education.
Maybe knowledge too?
Yes, of course.
Knowledge.
Institute.
Next,
Health institute.
health institutions.
Health colleges.
Maybe wealth of nation. Yes or no? Wealth of nation.
Yes, yes.
And the next one? Government. Maybe. Government. Okay, and these words we can use as the key words of our topic. And to conclude these association words, we can say that competitiveness of national economy is the ability of nation to grow or to improvement. Yes or no? This means the country ability to grow up or to improvement on innovation, technology, high education system, knowledge, health institution improvement, and at the finally, they achieve the wealth of nation. And the first institution of investigating the issue of competitiveness is Institution for Management Development, which founded in Switzerland, and this institution has a competitiveness center, world center, and this center every year publishes the competitiveness world yearbook, and the first one is published in 1989. What is it? The Competitiveness Yearbook. It's a comprehensive annual report and a worldwide reference point on the competitiveness of country. And in this yearbook, it analyzes and ranks countries according to how they manage their competitors to achieve long-term value creation. And this institution view about 63 countries, and it's based on 340 criteria measuring different facets of competitiveness. And this yearbook has two types of data. The first one is statistical data. It has 50% of these yearbook dates, and 25% has a survey data. And what about the results of 2018 year results? Let's see this picture. In this picture, you can screen top 3 competitive countries on 1989 to 2008. As you see, in 1989, Japan was a leader of world competitiveness country, and 10 years later, the two first points unchanged. Because in 1998 and 2008, USA has a leader of competitiveness country. And the next countries, it's Southeastern Asian country, such as Singapore and Hong Kong. And what about the nowadays indicators? We see at this picture. In 2017, Hong Kong has a one place in this rank, and the next country is Switzerland and Singapore. The second major institution or organization of assessment the competitiveness of countries in the world, it's the World Economic Forum. And this organization, as a previous institution, every year published their analysis. It calls the Global Competitiveness Index yearbook. And this yearbook is defined by the World Economic Forum, and it's a set of institutions, policies, and factors that determine the level of productivity of a country, conditions of public institutions, and the technical conditions. And what data used this index? This index used the statistical and the survey data from international organizations such as World Bank and the International Monetary Fund and other institutions of international. And these findings are made annually with the support of partner institutions. And how many countries this report encompasses? This index or this annual report every year view about 144 countries, and in 2018 the leader of world competitiveness rank has USA, and the next countries, following the countries, Asian countries, Hong Kong and Singapore, and in the next places, the European countries such as Netherlands, Switzerland, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. But one country, UAE, it's an Arabian country, United Arab Emirates. And what about of our republic? The Kazakhstan has a 38th place in this ranking. And in this ranking, Kazakhstan, if we compare the parameters in 2018 and 2017, has a positive and a negative trends, such as economic performance. On the economic performance factors, Kazakhstan has a positive trends, domestic economy, international trade, employment, and prices. And the next one is government efficiency. As we can see in this picture, according to this factor, Kazakhstan has a negative trends. And this factor, business efficiency, as a previous factor, government efficiency, has a negative tendency too. And this factor has a this sub-factor as productivity and efficiency, labor market, for finance, management practices, attitudes, and values. And the first main factor in this World Economic Forum Index is infrastructure. Infrastructure has a sub-factor as a basic infrastructure, technological infrastructure, health and environment, education, and according to these sub-factors, Kazakhstan has a positive trends or grow up. Okay, now I suggest to you view the video clips about the institutional for management development.
Technology changes at great speed, and it affects not only how businesses function, but also how countries perform today and evolve in the future. Governments around the world are investing heavily on the enhancement of their digital economy in order to augment value creation and prosperity in their countries. The digital technology needs to also be implemented and further explored in order to improve efficiency and therefore the range and quality of services provided to citizens and businesses. In order to assess the capacity and readiness of a country to adapt, explore, and make the most of the digital transformation, the IMD World Competitiveness Center is releasing the World Digital Competitiveness Ranking. The ranking provides a measure of a country's ability to adopt and explore digital technologies, leading to transformation in government practices, business models, and society in general. The Digital Competitiveness Ranking is based on 50 criteria, 1/3 of which are new data. The 50 indicators are grouped in 9 sub-factors that, in turn, are classified in 3 factors. The first factor, knowledge, reflects a country's capacity to understand and learn the new technologies. The second factor measures the technology environment of an economy, that is, the competence to develop new digital innovations. The final factor reflects on the readiness of an economy for the coming developments. We suggest that these measures provide an understanding on the awareness and readiness an economy exhibits with respect to the digital transformation. Countries approach digital competitiveness from a variety of perspectives. While the USA's strengths are in the availability of capital and scientific concentration, Singapore takes advantage of its talent availability and regulatory framework to support digital transformation. Nordic countries, however, share a digital path that capitalizes on training and education and advanced technological infrastructure.